Hello my hungry friends, today we're making cold beet soup, chłodnik. Welcome back to my channel. This is Polish Your Kitchen. My name is Anna and here I teach you how to make delicious Polish food. Today we're making a Polish classic, a dish called chłodnik, a cold summer soup made of delicious spring and summer ingredients, including beets and radishes and pickles and other stuff. So let's get to it. It's a hot day here in Poland. It's like 30 degrees and we have AC in one of our rooms in our apartment. So I have a fan on. Can you tell? So I'm gonna start preparing our dish. The soup is not cooked. It's a cold soup that we produce and deliciously eat in the summer only. But it has evolved over the years quite a bit. So I'm going to start by shredding some of my ingredients, and this is really your preference. And again, recipe for my version. I'm putting a link right below in the video description and you can follow it the first time. If this is your first time, follow it to the T if you'd like, and then you can change it just the way you like it. So today you're gonna need gloves and protective wear like this beautiful apron, also available at polishyourkitchen.com, top menu merch store, because we're gonna be shredding some beets and I don't want it getting all over my clothes. And it's also hard to get out of your hands too, so I'm gonna go ahead and put these on. So chłodnik, I guess loose translation would mean chłodny is cool, so I guess a cool soup. It originated, I guess there's just different versions of it, but it used to be made with a meat broth, either veal or pork, and that would be cooled, and then additional ingredients would be added once the broth was made. And also, I don't see this a whole lot these days. They would put, chefs or home chefs would put crayfish into it, because you can get those too in like Polish cricks. We used to go and go crawfish fishing. How would you say that?
Well, it depends on where you're from. We call them crayfish up north in Wisconsin. Other parts call them crawfish. You go in the south, they call them mud bugs.
Mud bugs, yeah. At night with our uncle when we're camping with flashlights and find them, but they're little tiny guys and they would be put in this soup too. I don't see that a lot anymore. I mainly see non-meat version where it's basically a bunch of vegetables shredded, or some chefs, home chefs, cut their vegetables. I kind of like doing this because it's fast and I don't have to lot less slicing. So I had 4 little beets, little tiny guys, that I have boiled earlier, and they cooled for me nicely. And you can either boil them in just lightly salted water. The little guys boiled for about 25 minutes, or you can bake them. Just put them in a dish, cover it, put it in the oven, just dry. Don't have to put any liquid in it, and then bake them. But they'll have to bake for probably closer to 40 minutes. So I shredded those. Now I am going to take my gloves off, I think, because I don't need them anymore. Just a minute. Right, so now it's time to shred the other things. So I have 3 pickles here, which again, this is kind of very personal from chef to chef. I like to add pickles. If you're not a fan of pickles or you can't get nice pickles and brine, recipe in the link in the description below. I talk about pickles all the time. I'm not gonna today. If you don't like pickles, you can substitute with just fresh cucumber. That will do fine. And you can adjust the amount of, can do 3, you can do 2. If you just want just a little flavor of the tangy kind of sour pickle, you can do 1 or 3. Just kind of whatever you want. And then I have radishes here. They've been washed, and I'm also shredding them. And radishes will give us nice kind of sharp flavor too. And today I'm using buttermilk that I have here in the bottle, and the colder the better. And probably best if you, once you make the soup, put it in the fridge for a couple of hours and let the flavors combine and let it get really, really cold. On a hot day like this, 30 degrees Celsius. What is this in Fahrenheit?
Hot.
Hot.
Right.
Yes.
Hot.
So I think that's good. And I'm gonna shred the pickles too. I'm gonna cut the butt. Do you call pickle and butts?
I don't know that I've ever discussed it with a pickle before.
How dare you? Any end of like this, the little tip of the pickle or end of bread is called dupka.
Well, yeah, we have the
But-
bread, that's a thing, but I don't think we've ever, I don't know if Americans talk about the ends of pickles.
I don't know, maybe I just made that up. Now you're confusing me on my abilities to speak Polish. So I'm doing 3 pickles. And also another version of the soup would be to boil fresh stems and leaves of young beets, or just like blanch them and put them in the soup too. They'll also give color and a little bit more substance, but it's not necessary. So that's it. Oh no, garlic. Garlic I should do, I shall squeeze it. I shall squeeze my garlic. I'm gonna squeeze garlic in my squeezer. Just 1 clove. If you like it super garlic, you can do more. I don't want it super garlicky. And then I'm gonna add salt so it dissolves a little bit. Probably half a teaspoon or so. And a little bit of sugar for sweetness. Probably a half a teaspoon also. And a little bit of vinegar. That's also very personal. You can just do a little bit or taste it and kind of experiment with flavors. But I'm also gonna do a squeeze of lemon because I like the flavor and freshness of lemon. And I'm also gonna do today, because I have some, a little bit of pickle juice. And this is the pickle and brine mentioned earlier. And it's kind of murky and salty and sour. So I'm gonna do a little splash, just for flavor. And that is it. Oh no, then we have the chives, the green onion. And I think I'm gonna do the white parts too, because that's kind of also sharp, oniony flavor that's gonna add a little bit more. Okay, green onions are chopped. I'm gonna pop them in. And now the liquid for our soup is, I have mentioned buttermilk. So I think this is the easiest thing to find in America as far as kind of the yogurty liquid is buttermilk. If you find kefir, which you see those more and more, I think now you can also use that. If you can't find buttermilk or kefir, you can do a combination of plain yogurt and milk, and you just kind of play with the amount of how much you want, but it's supposed to be kind of sour and tangy, so I do more yogurt than milk, maybe 2/3, 3/4 yogurt and 1/4 milk. And I'm gonna dump the whole thing in here because I love this soup and I will eat it. Do you love this soup?
No, I can't say I love the soup.
I know. When my husband first saw the soup, we were at my parents' house and my mom served it and it turns pink once you mix all this, and he starts like, pink soup.
Pink cold soup.
Pink cold soup. Kind of different, huh?
Very different.
I've done this before, and I know you can find a beetroot juice in American stores now too. It's normally in the section, in like the healthy section, where you find mixes of different juices. It'll be beetroot and apple, or ginger, something. They come in small bottles. You can buy it if you're not a big fan of beets, or you don't feel like baking or boiling beets ahead of time. You can just use a bottle of that beet juice and just dump the whole thing in here. So this is mainly done. I'm gonna add a little bit more, not a little bit more, I'm gonna add some dill, because it wouldn't be a Polish dish, especially in the summertime, if it didn't have fresh dill in it. And I just love dill. It grows like a weed.
It's delicious.
It's delicious. And that's a must-have in this soup. I would not ever go without adding it to my chłodnik. And I will put some in the soup, and then I'll also leave a little bit to garnish my soup. You can go, don't be shy. It will all make sense. Doesn't it look gorgeous? It's one of my favorites. I order, like if you go out in the summertime and you can barely make it because it's so hot, you will find it on restaurant menus in the summertime, but mainly in the summer. Hardly ever outside the hot season. And then, last but not least, we shall serve our soup. I'm going to just move some things away so you can see the gorgeous it will be served with a soft or hard-boiled egg. I boiled mine, and you'll just either put half, or we can do quarters. It's just a little bit more manageable to eat. And we shall, or actually I think I'm going to pour the soup in first. And then get yourself a nice colorful plate. And all we do is just scoop some in. Look at. And we're gonna add our egg. And a bunch of dill on top. And done. How easy is this? And the soup is done. Kefir or buttermilk, must have. I can taste the fresh garlic in there. It's just delicious. Would you like a taste?
Okay.
Yep, cold soup.
Cold soup.
I hope you try it. I hope you come and cook with me again. Please subscribe to my channel. We love seeing you coming back and watching our videos. We have more coming, so please come back. See you later. Smacznego. See you next time.